I think I just saw the first movie that deserves serious Oscar consideration this year. How refreshing. Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris is directed by Anthony Fabian, stars Leslie Manville, and this movie tells the story of a maid who lives and works in 1950s England, but she sees a dress by Deior, which she becomes entirely entranced by and becomes obsessed with. So she decides she's going to go to France so she can look more into this dress, which she loves, and along the way, she discovers love and a lot of new things. That's the plot of this movie, and I have to say, this film is genuinely the first film I've seen this year that was exceptionally wonderful. Like, really good. This movie goes beyond the Call of Duty. This is a heart-filled, warm film. There's nothing flashy or extreme or insane about this movie. It's very undertone and very understated. And that's, I think, what adds to the charm of this film. This film is phenomenal. In my eyes, this film is nearly flawless. From beginning to end, and there's nothing that's like a big sequence or bright colors that make it that way. It's the character-driven performances and the well-written dialogue and the people in it that you care about. And that's something we don't often see in film anymore. This one has a very classic, old feel to it. It feels very retro, very 1950s, 60s-esque. And I really like that about this film. It has such a unique feel to it. It feels so just rejuvenating to see something like this come to the screen. And we don't see enough of this anymore. So when we get some things, I feel like we've been treated to something that is special and deserves the recognition for what it is. Leslie Manville is fantastic in this role. It is by far one of the best performances I've ever seen. Her performance is so warm and so raw. She brings that feeling of someone that is that sweet person you care about, and you can feel the pain behind her because her character has to have some of that. And it's just such a beautiful, beautiful job. I was entranced watching this. I loved every second of this film from the moment it started to the very end. The entire supporting cast in this movie is excellent. It is filled with supporting characters, and everyone gives top-notch, top-tier performances throughout, and nobody goes over the top for it. Everybody plays it like they're a real person. You forget you're watching a movie, I think, in here. You are totally sucked into this time period and sucked into this universe and everything that they're building in here because it's just so well made. This is a movie that would probably almost never be made nowadays if it weren't for a director like Anthony Fabian. Those of you who aren't familiar with him, he's made movies like Skin and things like that, but he's not a major big-name director. But if you've seen his films, these are the kind of things he makes. His things are very much about character, and it's very much about connecting to the audience on just a very human level that can be comprehended and understood without going over the top. This movie also has some of the most charming and light-hearted dialogue ever. And it's so witty and so intelligent. This is one of the smartest movies I've seen in a very long time. It knows what it needs to be, and it goes right up there. And if it gone in either way too far, this way or too far this way, it would fall into camp or hamminess or corniness or stereotypes. It never does. This film completely knocks it out of the ballpark. It is just amazing to watch. The story is great, and my God, they shot the daylights out of this movie. The cinematography in here is something to behold. The entire settings, everyone involved to bring this to life did a phenomenal job. Because oftentimes you watch a movie that's a period piece, and you feel like you're watching modern actors in a period piece. This felt like 1950s. I was like, I'm there. And I was just completely blown away by how much they were able to accomplish by doing so little. This is the very definition of more isn't always necessary. You can go to just a certain level of realism by not exaggerating because it becomes relatable. Now, granted, the plot of this movie is a pretty extravagant plot, but it is handled in such a way that it feels realistic. It doesn't feel out of reach. It feels relatable. It feels like something we could possibly go through. It's something that is just genuine. It's despite the fact this could have come across all kinds of wrong in the hands of a different writer and a different director and with different people involved. This doesn't, because it is so smart how it's going to go about filming this and portraying it and showing it to us. This film has so much love in it, and I'm so very happy that it's out. I totally recommend this film for you. The only real flaw I have with the movie is I think that it does at the end, the pacing gets a little slow and a little meandering. But aside from that, there is nothing I can honestly say is wrong with this film. This film blew me out of the water, and I enjoyed every single second of this film. I'm going to give Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris a 10 out of 10. So thank you guys always so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you next time.